welcome back. Joining us now is Julie Quinn and Katie Gorman of Hope Rises. Thanks so much for stopping by with another incredible story. Why don't you introduce us to who you brought in today?
Yeah, so we have Lauren Bloomberg from the Holocaust Resource Center, and we have Dr. Nick Leibovic. He is a biophysicist. He was a professor at UB. He is a Holocaust survivor, and he will be celebrating his birthday this week.
That's right, just a small birthday. Nothing much.
Nothing much.
Nothing much to talk about.
Just 102 years old.
Just 102. Everyone gets
That's all.
there. That's all. Now, Nick, why don't you tell us a little bit about your story? You've seen a lot through your days.
Tell you about my story.
You are a Holocaust survivor who's
Well,
here.
I lived through the time of the Holocaust. I was really one of the lucky ones. I was born in Lithuania in 1921, and my parents sent me to a German school in Lithuania. When Hitler came and he gobbled up one country after another, I was kicked out of school. And my father decided to take me to England to finish my education, with the idea that the rest of the family would come on after me, but that didn't work out. So I spent the war years in England. I experienced some of the rocket bombardments that came from Germany, from Hitler's Germany, but I was really incredibly fortunate. When Hitler invaded the rest of Lithuania, my family got themselves up with just whatever they had on their backs, and they fled. And they finally found a resting place in Samarkand, Marco Polo's stop on the way to China, and there they spent the rest of the war under terrible conditions. My father died there. They experienced the flight, which was terrible, from Lithuania to Samarkand. And I didn't know what had happened to them. I had no idea whether they were dead or alive. And then suddenly, one day, out of the blue, came a telegram from Samarkand that my family was alive.
Wow.
And that was one of the most joyful days in my life.
Absolutely.
So this is part of the story. I could tell you a lot more.
I know you have a lot of stories, a lot of wonderful history to remember. And
Yeah.
Lauren, I want to know why it's so important to keep sharing these stories, even though some of them are devastating and tragedies, right? But why is it important to keep honoring survivors like Nick?
It's very important to remember history and to remember what can happen. Some people say it cannot happen here, but that is an illusion. It can happen anywhere, anytime. You need some unscrupulous politicians rising up, convincing enough people of a pack of lies, and find a scapegoat to pin them on. And the same thing can happen again. There's a terribly dark side to man's nature, and we have to keep that in mind. And Lauren here is a survivor, and people like me are gradually dying off. There are not many of us left, but people like Lauren is the offspring of survivors, and she's making sure that the story is not forgotten. In fact, there was an incident at the end of the war that not many people may know, and that was when Germany was defeated. General Eisenhower, who was a supreme commander, decided he wanted to see the concentration camps himself. And what he saw was so appalling, he couldn't believe his eyes. He ordered reporters, photographers to come in because he said some damn so-and-so years from now will say it never happened. So it is very important to remember and to know what can happen.
Lauren, can you talk to us more about the Holocaust Resource Center and what you guys do?
Absolutely. So the Holocaust Resource Center of Buffalo is powered by the Buffalo Jewish Federation, and our mission is to honor the survivors and victims, teach the lessons of the Holocaust, and promote civic responsibility and respond to incidents of anti-Semitism. So through our organization, we have a speakers bureau that consists of survivors and also descendants, and we go into schools in the community and talk about the Holocaust so that we never forget.
Absolutely. Now, we have a little bit of a surprise for you because it's a special, I know, 102. Not a big deal, huh?
Not a big deal.
Not a big deal, but we want to celebrate you.
We do, Nick. All of us at Hope Rises wanted to celebrate you in this wonderful milestone birthday of yours of 102. And we want to thank our friends at Krishiki Bakery for graciously donating this absolutely beautiful cake. And I heard a rumor that you have a favorite flavor. And I think it's strawberry.
How did you know?
I heard a rumor, so I think that you're going to enjoy that cake.
It's absolutely
wonderful.
stunning. How else are you going to celebrate?
Sorry?
How else are you planning on celebrating?
Well, I have my family here, or part of my family. The rest of the family is still coming. My son Stephen, his wife Julie, my granddaughter Catherine.
Wave, guys, you're on TV. You've got a big family to celebrate you.
They're wonderful. They're wonderful.
Well, listen, thank you so much for coming in and being here for 102 years. That's quite an accomplishment. And more importantly, thank you for being brave enough to share your story, because you've been through a lot and you've seen a lot, and it's devastating and it's heartbreaking, but you recognize that it's important to talk
Yes,
about our
it
history,
is.
no matter how badly it
Yes,
hurts.
yes.
So we don't forget.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you guys so much for coming in. Now, there's a website for more information. You can go to buffalojewishfederation.org/HRC Buffalo. Thank you again for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you.